This person said, I had a sexual trauma and I know I prefer sex a certain way. My spouse doesn't seem to like making me feel sexy. I'm not sure what to do. Please help.
Yeah, good question. This is an example of a category of difficulties that couples have in their sex life that are very, very common. And it's we can't talk through and resolve conflict as it pertains to our sexual relationship, right? Which sometimes is evidence of a larger communication difficulty that we have in our relationship. I would want to, when I have a couple come in and this is the kind of presenting issue or difficulty that they're seeking out help for, one of the questions that I have is, how does conflict resolution go in other areas of a relationship? Are we able to kind of navigate things that we see differently, that we experience differently, and find a resolution to those things that feels good to both of us, that doesn't leave either of us feeling like a loser? Or do we routinely have in different areas of our life and relationship situations where we can't talk through things, we avoid talking through them, or when we do, it blows up and it gets ugly and there's not mutual respect, or we don't know how to arrive at win-win and the solutions that feel good to us both and don't leave either of us feeling like a loser. Because if we can't do it in other areas of our relationship, we're not going to be able to do it in our sex life. Sexual issues are very vulnerable, they're emotionally charged, it can be really difficult to talk through, even if we can talk through other things well. And so if we can't talk through other things well, we really don't have a whole lot of chance that we're going to be able to talk through sexual disagreements or disconnects for well. So I would want to know, how does just communication and conflict resolution work for you, period, in other areas of your relationship? And if there is a struggle there, start there. Is being able to talk through and work through conflict in other areas of your life and relationship are going to give you the skills and the emotional intimacy and connectedness to better be able to talk through the conflicts and difficulties that are in the sexual part of your relationship. If you are able to talk through those things in other areas of your relationship, and it's specifically just the sexual part of your relationship that you're running into difficulty, then you need to bring in somebody that can help you figure out what's getting in the way here, right? That if you've tried everything that you knew to do and it doesn't work, then you're going to need a different approach. And a therapist is going to be able to sit with you, help the cycle that's breaking down between the two of you, and help you figure out how to come at it in a way that will enable you to have the situation be different. And in this specific question, she says there's trauma that's a part of her story, and it's unclear how much that plays into the difficulty that they're having with each other. Maybe it's something that's been worked through and is a minor, relatively small part of the conflict between them. Could be a really big part. Could be really playing into why they can't land on something that feels good. Not really going to be able to know without a therapist being able to ask the right questions and assess, what the barriers are, what the blocks are that are getting in the way.
Yeah, you and Tish tackled some of this in the recent episode of My Counselor Live, where y'all just talked about how big of a role trauma can play in the sexual experience for, whichever spouse has had that, or if both spouses have had that, and just the importance of talking about it, addressing it, communicating, that spouse relationship, that marriage relationship, should and hopefully is a safe place to talk about those things. And
if there's a dragon in the room, if there's trauma in the room, we got to be able to be united in fighting that dragon together. That if we don't name it, if we don't understand it, and we don't know how to join together in fighting it, we're going to lose to it every time. And so it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Josh, just for answering that question. I hope that it made whoever asked this question, gave you some clarity on, continuing that conversation and hopefully finding that healthy God designed sexual relationship with your spouse.